Welcome to the Charm City Unicorns podcast, where we talk about our knitting and crafting shenanigans. I'm Shayla. I'm a bag maker by day and a ferocious knitter by night.
Hi, and I'm Heather. I'm a patent examiner by day and a serial knitter and sewist by night.
And we are coming to you from Heather's home in Baltimore.
Yeah. And today is December 30th, I think, 2024. Yeah. And this is episode 1.
Yeah. Ooh, that sugar sweet. You got what I need. Sipping on the potion. All that good emotion. Just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat. Destined by the potion. Loving this devotion.
So we are called Charm City Unicorns. It's a special name to us. One, because Baltimore is also known as Charm City. Yeah. Do you know why? Charm City. You're going to enjoy this.
I know.
So back in 1975, a bunch of men sat in a boardroom and determined that in an effort to improve the reputation of Baltimore, they were going to call it Charm City as a nickname, as an advertising campaign.
Sure,
because apparently we have many hidden charms throughout the city. So that is the full significance.
Okay, I'm just not going to comment on that. Especially the hidden charms.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. All right.
And then we are the unicorns because we are definitely one of a kind.
Yes.
And there's a lot of good yarny podcasts out there. However, none with our unique style of pink, glitter, sparkles.
I mean, all of the above.
So now that you know more about Baltimore and the unicorns.
And the charms, the hidden charms.
Shayla, tell me about you.
So I'm Shayla. I'm a bag maker since 2018 and just a bag maker since 2021 when I left my corporate job. I am married for 8 years. I have 2 children and 2 fur babies. My daughter is 15. Lord, I don't want to say that out loud. My daughter is 15 and my son is 13. And my husband, Mr. Black Pearl Magic or Lamont, which you probably have seen him if you've seen us at shows. He's an intricate part of the business. And I started knitting in 2011. I was knitting for the homeless through the law firm that I worked at.
So about like 14 years of knitting.
Yeah.
15 years. Okay.
The woman who taught me to knit, Tasha. Hi, Tasha, if you're watching. She got us some sticks and some yarn, some string from Knit Picks. She taught us the basics, how to knit, how to purl, which maybe I didn't grasp that at first. And
nobody did.
And how to cast on. And I went home, and then over that weekend, I came back with a hat, and she was like, it's not what you were supposed to be making, like a mile-long scarf.
Wait, so over the weekend, was the hat in the round?
Yes.
And you did that over the weekend?
Yes. I went home. I got on YouTube University.
The age of YouTube.
Yes.
Okay.
It was my beginning journey with YouTube University, but not my end, because then in 2018, I wanted to make project bags because I couldn't find anything fun. And I went to Joann's, got a sewing machine, got on YouTube University and taught myself how to sew. And that was how Black Pearl Magic was born. And wow. I've been making bags ever since.
So you're just a go figure it out kind of girl.
Yeah. We just dive head first in. We might get it, we might not, but
okay.
I'm a go-getter.
Okay.
So I'm usually going to get it.
You're going to figure it out one way or the other.
One way or another. And tell us about your origin story.
Okay, yeah, mine is quite different. I'll start. I am originally from Ohio.
Okay.
I moved to Baltimore for a job in 2005. I was going to go back in 2 years.
That never happened.
It has now been 19. I think I'm here for the duration because I would love to pay off my house.
Mm-hmm.
I am married, my husband Chris, and we have 2 children. We have Adler, who is 21,
Woo!
and moving out on Monday.
Yes.
It's very bittersweet.
Bittersweet, yeah.
More sweet than bitter. And Linus is 14. I had to ask him the other day because I forgot. 14, 15, I couldn't calculate it.
So
Anyway.
together.
And I am also the proud mom of 2 beautiful wieners.
Yes.
Wiener dogs, that is, Greta and Gertrude.
They are amazing and the cutest.
And we can tell that I'm probably older than Shayla by my origin story.
Oh my goodness.
Because I learned to sew when I was about 5 from my grandma on an old sewing machine, the kind with the treadle.
Mm-hmm. Those are, by the way, if you guys are like looking for a sewing machine and you find one of those like thrifting or something, they are workhorses. They are the best.
Yeah, I actually still have it. It is upstairs.
Yeah, they are like the best machines because they're like all metal and it's not like a piece of plastic junk. So yeah.
Actually, when my grandma was near the end, my aunt was living at her house, and I said, "Hey, I would just like one thing. I would like to have the machine that grandma taught me on."
Mm-hmm.
Because the cabinet and stuff had been beautifully restored at some point. And my aunt said, "Well, sure, you can have it because that's actually mine and grandma took it from me." So
I love it.
So I still have the machine. Anyway, so she taught me to sew as well as to crochet. So I'd crochet little chains, and I think I made like a little rug for my Barbie house. And then I learned more sewing in home economics at school.
Your home ec whiz.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I've always had a love of all fiber arts, as I have a background in textiles and clothing. And at some point in grad school, a friend and I just got a book from the library. And we're like, oh, we're going to learn to knit.
So you're also a go-getter.
Well, sort of. She was more than me. So we learned to knit from a library book. And then I think the first thing I made actually was a Barbie dress. It was just a skinny tube.
Yeah. It's always, also, if you're a baby knitter, it's also really good to like start with like doll clothes or baby clothes.
Start
like,
with something small.
Yeah, they're tiny and you learn the anatomy of stuff without having to like do a whole big sweater.
And that was back in 2004. And then when I moved here, I met a woman who had been knitting since she was very young. She taught me more. And I got that book, Stitch and Bitch Nation. Love that book. And I photocopied.
It's an OG.
I was like, I don't need to buy the book. I'm broke. So I photocopied all the like the dictionary pages in it, like teaching you each thing.
Glossary.
And the glossary. Yeah. And I kept that like in a folder. And here we are.
Yeah.
20 years later.
A whiz. She's done all the things.
I don't know about that.
I've not done all the things, but we're going to tackle some of the things.
We're going to, And
you guys
2025 is going to be new.
Yeah, we're going to tackle brioche color work. We'll get into that later. But you guys will be along for the ride with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into finished objects.
Do you have a finished object?
I am wearing my not my last finished object, but one of my last finished objects. This is the rolled neck vest.
Rolled neck?
Rolled neck. You know I got the Baltimore accent.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, hon.
This is the rolled neck vest by Knit Please. That's her Ravelry and Instagram handle. I forget her name, but it's Knits Please. And the yarn is Fangirl Fibers. Her Miss, I think it was Little Miss Poliza.
Oh,
It was her
okay.
2022.
Oh, because the colors are amazing.
Oh my God.
That's
it's
like
incredible.
The poster child for our podcast.
So I think it was her 2022 Cake Palooza colorway. And I didn't get it during Cake Palooza, but then I saw it, like, you know, you see all the stuff after the fact on Instagram, and I was like, dear
Emily.
And she kindly dyed it up for me. She dyed up. I think I got.
She is very sweet.
Oh my
God. I love Emily.
She's ridiculously sweet and ridiculously talented.
Yes. And I think she just like stopped dyeing in her house and got like a studio and is like expanding. So I'm excited to see the future.
Because she's fancy. She's fancy like that.
Fancy.
But yeah, it's her DK boucle base. This pattern was originally written for a traditional DK, and I hacked it and did it with the boucle, and then I left off the ribbing for the armholes because it already looked finished. The boucle just rolls on itself, and like the neck is ribbed and you can't really tell because of the boucle. So
interesting. Okay, because I have something I'm gonna knit that I didn't get regular DK. I got boucle. And you were supposed to have regular DK for the neck, and I was wondering how it was gonna turn out. And I actually like it.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that it has a little bit of texture, but you can't like differentiate those ribbed sections, which I
courses
like.
and whales.
Yes.
You're welcome.
So I actually really like it. And I did do the ribbon at the bottom, but only because I needed to pull it in. But I was talking to Courtney, Lava Girl Knits.
Oh, yes.
And she did a sample for Super Glow. I forget what sweater it was, but it was in boucle, and it wasn't originally.
Oh, is it the one with the holes?
I
think it has holes in it, and she did it in like the light purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the light purple, the Chapel Roan,
one of them.
I think it was Good Luck Babe.
Oh yeah,
I think. Yeah. And she, we were talking, and she was like, I'm not going to do the ribbing at the bottom because I just feel like it's wasted. So she did an I-cord, bind off, and I really like that.
So the ribbing doesn't like pull it in anymore.
Right.
Okay.
It just, and so I would only do that if I was making something cropped where I didn't need it to like really give me any shaping, you know, because it already is going to hit me like at my natural waist. And so,
well, it sounds like it would be good for like a split hem.
Yes.
Okay.
I also,
good to know.
I also did a split hem boucle, the Muse Tee by Melanated Boho Bay. And I also didn't do ribbon on the bottom, and it worked out good.
Okay.
But yes, that's my rolled neck vest by Knits Please in the Fangirl Fibers Little Miss Poliza colorway. I don't remember what size I made, but I do remember that this pattern has a lot of negative ease, and I like that. It's a good fit. Yeah. I like it with the yarn. The yarn, it doesn't give you as much stretch as a traditional DK. Okay. Because the boucle, like the loops are around that core piece of string. Yes. So it doesn't stretch as much, but it's just like the perfect amount. Yeah.
Well, ease, I think there'll be a theme throughout each episode of our podcast. Because ease is not... It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
And I find that on bigger bodies, the recommended ease isn't always the way to go.
Oh.
Is this a finished object?
This is a finished object. The dress as well as the sweater.
It's because she's fancy.
I try. Well, I like to have, if you see me at Rhinebeck, I like to have a completed look.
Yes.
I like to have all the parts. I'm not very good at mixing and matching those parts, though.
No, yes, you are.
No, like I can create the one outfit, but
like you can't
doing it with something else. No, this is just always what you wear this sweater with now. Yeah. But this is the Pressed Flowers by Amy Christophers.
It's very pretty.
It's been 2 years in the making.
Oh my goodness, it's so pretty.
So this, not that it's taken me 2 years to knit it. I'm a monoga knitter, so I'm very monogamous with my knitting. So it took me like a month and
that's
a half.
also a Heather problem because I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Being monogamous.
Yeah.
You'll see.
So it came out Rhinebeck 2 years ago, like the week before.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to Rhinebeck 2022, I immediately started looking for yarn. But it's sport weight, so you don't find a lot of sport weight in the wild.
Yes, it's something you have to seek out.
Yeah, and often you have to ask a dyer, especially an indie dyer. You have to ask them special
the base
dye.
Yeah.
Yes. So I did find the purple in Rhinebeck 2022 from Indigo Dragonfly.
Oh yeah,
love her.
yes.
And it's called Humpty Dumpty sat on a, and I couldn't read the last word. You would think it would say
Sat on something.
wall,
but it did look like wall.
it was either mull, M-U-L-L, or hull, H-U-L-L. I have no idea. Humpty Dumpty sat on something.
Humpty Dumpty just sat.
But then I was like, okay, I want to maybe do it with red. And I found a red and I was like, no, that's a bad idea. So I searched and searched and searched for the perfect pink to go with it. And that took quite a bit of time.
But it was worth it.
Yes.
The payoff.
Finally found it at Yarn Centric 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And Yan from Forever Yarn.
Hi, Yan.
She always brings a spread, and I love how she does it. She sets it up like, instead of having all the yarn out, she'll have one skein of each.
And then you tell her what you want.
Yes.
And she gets your quantity. Yeah.
So
it's very organized that way.
Yeah, so I feel like doing it that way, she can really bring more than
Yes.
the average. Or she can at least kind of show, this is what I can offer you. If you can wait a couple weeks, we'll ship it to you.
Yeah.
So I saw this particular color from La Bien May. It's in the color Cool, Kool, like Kool-Aid.
Okay.
And
It's so pretty.
I don't even think she had it in Sport Nouveau. I think it was some other base.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's the perfect pink. That's exactly what I've been looking for, but I need it in sport. And typical Yan fashion, she's like, all right, don't worry, I'll have it for you. And
I'll
like,
for a yarn mother.
yes,
Yan.
yes.
She makes the yarn appear.
And then the pattern itself was written for 6 inches of positive ease.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's not what you have, though.
no, I like to wear my cardigans, especially. I like to wear them a little more snug on my
Fitted.
body.
It's flattering. It's
Yeah.
very flattering.
So I knit the size, the 47 inch, which I also have a 47 inch bust.
Okay.
And I used a US 5 for the body and a 3 for the cuffs. And I can't remember if that's the same.
If that's what the pattern recommends.
Maybe, maybe not. But the fun thing about this, and I don't know if that's so fun, is the body. The body is flat knit, but it's a mosaic, and there's a lot of like sort of garter going on in here, so you didn't have to do a lot of purling.
Yeah.
Just when you got to the flower, when you were knitting on the wrong side, you'd have to purl.
Yeah.
But then you get to the sleeves,
It's so pretty.
and the pattern's written so that the sleeves are in the round. So while you get the same pattern, the way you knit it is different.
Yeah,
So-
and it's a lot more
And
purling.
there was a lot more purling. So the sleeves, I was like jamming along. Then the sleeves really slowed me down. And
I feel like you got through them still relatively fast.
I forced myself. The thing about being a monogamous knitter is like you want to get to the next project. Like
so you
it's
know
not
you
that
have to
it's not that we want to cast on less. We are just motivated
finish more.
to finish.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Sleeve Island usually doesn't bother me that much. It's more like, oh, I'm near the finish line. And on this one, I'm like, oh.
Oh, it's a slog. Yeah.
I actually would have preferred if the sleeves were knit flat and then seamed. Well, yes and no. Because seaming on this, because I had to do it at the shoulders, was not fun. So
Now, was that
We're fine.
because of the trying to match up the...
yeah, it was just where
Yeah.
to. Yeah,
It looks good though. Your seam looks
I figure
really
nobody
good.
really sees it.
Yeah.
Nobody who's like, oh, look at that seam. It's, you know, not in knitting anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I had to find buttons. Oh my
God.
buttons.
We'll include a close up of these buttons because these buttons are
Look, I'm dirty.
glorious.
My sweater's dirty. Oh, who knows? But the buttons I actually found on
God.
Etsy.
They are so good.
From Lady May.
Okay.
I don't know who runs Lady May. All kinds of glitter buttons. These ones actually have their hearts.
Oh my
I don't know
God,
if you can
I
see the
know.
little hearts.
When you showed me, I was like, oh, Chris! I know.
I know.
They're so good.
And the greatest thing was, I think, what made me pick these ones in particular, from Lady May, was that they also have a video for each of their buttons. So you see a picture, but then you slide,
so you can see them in action.
and then you can see them in action. And I was like, yes,
that makes a huge difference.
Those are the buttons.
Yeah.
So that's my first finish object.
I love it.
Do you have any more?
I have one more that I just finished. Actually, I have two more.
Good.
But one
I have
is
many
not
more.
here.
Oh no.
One's not here. It was a gift, and I gifted it to my mom. But I will insert some photos because I do have some photos of it. So I guess I'll put them here.
So you're a gift knitter.
No, I am not.
Me neither.
I do not want to knit for others. I am a selfish knitter. I know that's not, there's been some controversy around that term, but I like to knit for myself.
Well, you know what you are? You are knit worthy, and some people just
are not
knit worthy.
And I have not knit enough for a lot of people to know whether they're knit worthy or not, so we're just going to err on the side of caution. Yeah. The one finished object that I do have here is my Chop Chop Beanie.
Chop Chop.
By Jean Philippe, a worsted weight pattern. This is Lola Bean, a one of a kind pink.
Oh, nice. I love a good baby pink.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's a one of a kind. It reminds me of strawberry milk. It's so good.
Oh yeah, and strawberry quick.
Yes. But the way that you knit it is that you knit your ribbing. It's I think it's a 2x1.
Oh, I think it was
2x1.
Yeah, that's a 2x1.
Yeah, it's 2x1 ribbing. You knit it for whatever amount of inches.
4.5, because you were so mad.
God. I was like measuring every.
She started this. We had a Twilight marathon.
Yes,
a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we had a Twilight marathon, and
so we had what, 5 movies?
Yes.
So 10 plus hours of knitting. Yeah.
And I kept I was like, I gotta get. So I'm like chugging through this, and I'm like, I gotta get to 4 inches, and then I got to 4 inches, and I pulled my pattern up, and it was 4.5. And I was like, I can't do another half. It really wasn't that terrible. That. I just thought in my mind that it was 4 and 4
You're like,
inches.
that's like 3 more rows. I can do it.
Yeah. So then after you do the whatever amount of ribbing, you fold it back on itself. And then you, every other stitch, you kind of like connect it.
Okay.
With the cast on edge in the next row. And then you do a little bit more ribbon. And then you go into stockinette.
Yes, you should put it on too.
I want to show, but the crown is so pretty.
Yes, we'll have to get a close up of the crown.
Yeah, we'll get a close up of it. But
I love how the decreases sometimes, or we were talking earlier about raglan increases.
Yes.
Sometimes just the beautiful pattern they make.
They look so good. Okay, and then I wear mine.
It looks like a child's hat.
Yeah, it does. But then I put it on, and it's so cute.
It is so adorable.
It's so cute. I love it. I've worn it a lot since making
in very chilly Baltimore. I went outside in a t-shirt today.
It is not very chilly.
No.
It is kind of crisp. It's sunny and crisp, but it's not chilly. But this is what it looks like. I love it so much. I have worn this so many times since I finished it because I love it. So now I want to make 30 more because it's quick. It's worsted weight, so
Yes.
it goes really fast.
I wonder if it would look good if you like took a DK and held it with
a mohair.
a mohair or
Oh my
something.
goodness. Yes, it will probably be delicious.
Or maybe like a sport held with a mohair.
Yeah.
With a little more open.
Yes.
Or, you know, we could explore cottons and linens. Well, so you can wear it in the summer. Okay, never mind. It looks so cute. It's a good accessory.
Yes, I love it so much. I'm gonna take it off now because it's kind of warm. Like it holds a lot of heat in my head. But I love it so much. So that is the Chop Chop beanie.
Yes.
And then you have many other objects.
Lots of it's been since I've been on vacation from work.
And
I've had
because
some
she's
time.
like a speed demon.
Yes.
I
didn't talk about my dress though.
Oh yes.
My dress is it's just fabric from Joann's from their quilter showcase. Or I don't know, some area of Joann's. Don't ask me. It is, the top is the Upton dress from Cashmerette.
Mm-hmm.
If you sew garments, I highly recommend Cashmerette, especially for ladies that are curvier than others.
Yeah.
In any aspect, just because they do different cup sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tailor it to your body. And then the bottom of it is just a gathered skirt, and I just cut that pattern from the Hinterland dress from So Liberated.
So Liberated, yes.
Yes, which their pattern's not as much for the curvy, but they have such good styling for their marketing. I got the idea from there was a girl that used to be on Instagram. That was, her handle was Four-Eyed Betty. She's also a knitter.
Okay.
And I can still find her on Ravelry, but she left Instagram. But she almost had like a uniform of what she wore every day.
Yeah.
And it would be a cute little sweater, a Hinterland dress. She'd usually make a more fitted one. And then
I know a few people who are
leggings
like
or jeggings. And I was like, you know what? I have such a hard time every day trying to figure out what to wear that's going to look cute. I'm like, I will start and have a similar wardrobe. Well, I've made a lot of dresses, but I still love too many other items. It makes it easy. It's just, I got bored of wearing those dresses. And then, well, you know, in the summer, you don't want to wear like leggings or jeggings or anything. And, and then but I have another finish object.
It is so pretty.
Chris. Okay, this.
Oh my God.
Isn't it great?
Chris.
I know, it's my dream.
This I just finished last night, and the reason
it's gorgeous.
Last night, he didn't come out. I blocked before I went to Ohio for a few days, and before I went to Ohio, I finished, but I didn't bind off.
Mm-hmm.
I blocked it. Well, first I made the front and the back. Oh, well, I guess we should talk about what it is first. This is the Cozy Stripes. It's a cardigan by Shayna.
Oh my God.
Billows.
So good.
That she designed for Chelsea Yarns for a kit of Chelsea Yarns. And I did not buy the kit. I got all the minis from Vita Lifestyle's Friends collection.
And it is so good. It is so spot on. A funny story. I got a funny story. We get together weekly and knit. And when she was starting this, we had the whole conversation. She's like, it's from the Vita Lifestyles Friends collection, right? And so like maybe 40 minutes later, she's knitting like the stripes, and I think she's on her second stripe, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what that reminds me of? Friends. And she's like,
yeah,
hello.
Wow.
So that's just to let you guys know that I'm a space cadet
in action.
Yes. But it is she did such a good job with the collection.
I mean, okay, like let's talk about Vita Lifestyle and the yarn collection first. Her collections are like, I don't know how she does it. Like, even though they're vastly, like, different colors, and I do wish I reordered these stripes different, but that's my own fault.
I like them.
It gets so light at the top.
Yeah.
But she is able to, like, pull things together so that you don't just have, like, oh, well, this, because she had, like, a still frame of, let's say, which one is it? This particular color is called 7. So it's the scene where Monica's talking about the 7 erogenous zones.
Yes. Oh my God.
And so, but then she'll have a still of the scene, and then she'll pull colors from it to make
But
the
her
color.
interpretation
Yes,
of her
to do that and then to get them to all coordinate.
It's so cohesive. It's so cohesive.
Yeah. So like this is apartment 20. This one is Central Perk, Ray Green, Pivot. Ross's leather pants. She's your lobster. There's so many in here. This one's the couch. This one's Chandler Bing.
I love the couch.
Rip.
By the way.
Yeah. I forget some of the other color names in here, but
look at that sleeve.
She does such an amazing job. But I didn't know how much yarn I needed. Mm-hmm. So let me tell you, this pattern.
Each stripe?
Yes, this pattern is clearly written for you to buy a kit. And what you can do, basically, it's about DK weight. The gauge is about that for a DK. So you can either use a DK, you can use fingering plus fingering, you can use fingering plus lace.
Yeah.
You can add in a sparkle or, one of those.
Just to get you to that DK weight gauge.
But no clue exactly how much you need. So, I'm going to put in my Instagram, I went through and I weighed. I have detailed notes exactly how many minis I bought, how much I used of each mini.
That's so helpful.
This, I did hold the minis, each of them, the fingering weight minis with Nomad Cirrus. I just bought undyed.
It's really pretty.
And so I bought it directly from the manufacturer of the undyed yarns. Mm-hmm. It's a 72% mohair, 28% silk.
I love this so much. You guys have to see like this sleeve, the shape of it. It is so
because the pattern basically said,
oh my God.
It's 17 stitches per inch, and for 17 stitches per 4 inch. And the pattern basically says you need enough yarn to make 8 stripes that will repeat. Okay. And you're supposed to do it on a size 7 needle. I did get gauge on a US 7. Okay. However, it was very open. I wasn't a big fan of that.
So you went down.
Because I'm not using any DK in it to, offset
fill in those holes. Yeah.
So I went down to a 6.
Okay.
And
it's still kind of airy, but not not in a transparent, not like I can see your skin.
I also didn't want to make it with as much ease as the pattern recommended, because especially this kind of thing on me would not look good. Too frumpy.
Yeah.
For a bigger busted lady. Mm-hmm. So I knit the 51-inch bust, but I'm a 47, but I went down a needle size. So I think it's sort of
in between.
Yeah. I should measure. I will write down exactly what I got.
So do you like the fit?
Yes.
Okay.
I put it on last night.
It's so good.
So, you make the back panel, and then you make this front panel and this front panel, and then you seam them together at the shoulders. Then you're supposed to do this flat.
I'm sorry, is this what I'm smelling?
Yes.
Oh, it smells so good.
It's the Euclid Jasmine. My favorite wool
It smells so good.
So you seam it at the shoulder, and then you pick up stitches, and you're supposed to knit this flat. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to.
I
this
don't
time.
wanna.
I didn't. Well, also I needed to know exactly how it was going to fit,
Yes.
especially because I was going a bit off script,
Uh-huh.
and my arms are big even for my size. So if I'm making a smaller size, I'm like, I got to make sure it's the right arms, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So instead I seamed the sides together, and then I blocked it
Okay.
to see how it would fit.
And then picked up.
And then I picked up, and actually I think I blocked it before I seamed the sides.
Okay.
Anyway, then I seamed the sides. I determined how big I needed my arm hole. And then I picked up and I knit the sleeve.
It is so pretty.
And I kept measuring and trying on. And then I knit the cuff, but then I blocked it
to make
again.
sure the sleeve.
Yeah, because I think in the picture of the pattern, it's Christina from Chelsea Yarns.
Mm.
And the sleeves, they were a little long and they kind of billowed over. And
Yeah.
I didn't want that on mine because
Christina, like, she wears her stuff like, she's like a boho style, so that kind of works.
Well, and she's very petite.
Yes.
So it works great on her. On me, it just looks, it's shabby without the sheet.
That's not true. All right. So
I blocked it, and then I tried it on last night, and it was perfect. I was so excited.
It's so pretty.
And then I bound off with the tubular bind off.
Uh-huh.
I love a tubular bind off.
It's so clean. It looks so clean.
It needs buttons. I have yet to find buttons. No.
Okay.
I found ones online
buttons
that actually say pivot
Oh my God.
in the friend script, but you have to order them through Walmart, and I just can't. So I may ask Leslie from Twin Mountain.
Yes. Yes.
To see if she could perhaps make me some buttons, maybe in the shape of the frame.
Oh my goodness.
Of apartment
so
20.
cute. Okay. I have to get in my little designer bag and draw something up for you so she can have like an outline. Even though they do phenomenal on their own, I always just like to send them stuff to kind of.
Yes. Also, don't look inside.
It's fine.
I just knit over my ends, especially on stripes. Like,
yeah.
I don't wear my knitwear so much that they're gonna unweave themselves.
And you're not wearing it inside out, so
I mean, if I did, it would look fringed.
It's
Do you
really
have
so
any
pretty.
more FOs?
I don't.
Even though I'm a monogamous knitter for the most part, I usually do 2 projects at once because I'll have one that's slightly more challenging
And one more simple.
and one that's more simple. So when I started this, I also started a Musselburgh.
Oh my God.
But then I finished this and I
But then
started
you had the Chronicles with the Musselburgh.
Yes. And so then the Musselburgh. I do have notes on this somewhere. So the Musselburgh, extremely, it's fresh off the blocking mat. Mm-hmm.
Hence the blocking.
I haven't even turned it
God.
inside out yet.
It is
So
nice.
if you don't know the Musselburgh,
You're living under a rock.
Yeah. Or wherever you're living doesn't have YouTube.
Yeah.
Or you don't watch a lot of YouTube or look at a lot of Instagram, which isn't everybody's jam.
Yeah.
So it's by Isolde Teague. Basically, you take the hat, you take one, you knit it in a tube, and you kind of cap the ends, and then you insert one end into the other end, and you
have a
fluff it
double
up.
layer.
Yes, and then you put it on. You have your double layer. This is big for me because it's not for me. And then you can roll it up.
Oh, it's cute though. Oh my God.
So I actually made this for my husband.
And now you're
now I got static.
Now she got static there.
I knit this for my husband. It is the first time I have ever knitted anything for him.
It is good. Okay.
It's not the boyfriend curse. That's not the reason. My husband comes in his own sweater. His birthday suit.
Both our husbands
includes a sweater.
Both our husbands come with built-in sweaters.
But no sweater on his head.
Yeah.
So
same.
I said I would knit him a hat, and he wanted a Ravens hat.
That yarn
That
is
hurt,
like
though. That hurt,
spot
like-
on. I know.
So I'm out in the world looking for Ravens yarn, colored yarn. I'm like, ooh, stupid football. But I eventually found this, which you might not be able to tell. It just looks black.
Oh my goodness.
We'll have to do a close up on this one too.
Yeah, we'll put it. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Oh, there's now mohair all over it. But I found this yarn from Ex Libris.
Oh my goodness, it's spot on for the Ravens. Okay, we'll maybe
She
we'll
called
put
it-
a Ravens
Yeah,
picture and then the hat.
She doesn't strike me as one that cares about football either. Her yarns are very like dark and gloomy and very goth. This one is called Necromancer. So I think it's a reverse speckle. So I think what she did was you have your undyed skein, you tie off pieces so that they resist being dyed. And then you dye it black. And then after that, you have to go through and maybe hand paint or maybe dip dye all over again. I don't know how she did it.
It's so
The
good.
undyed pieces to be purple. She had a pre-order and said, this is the last time I am ever dyeing this again. So
it sounds labor
you
intensive.
get it now or never. And so I was like, hey, I really want that.
It sounds labor
Raven's
intensive,
hat.
but it's very much on point.
Yes. And I just finished it. I was so proud. Like in the last 2 days.
It's so good. Yes.
Saturday, this is the halfway point. I started here and knit all of it. Played yarn chicken. Lost.
Rip back.
Rip back an extra couple rows. And then knit the end again.
Yeah.
It was very nitty natty style.
Very Chronicles, the Musselburgh.
Love you,
Chronicles.
Natalie. Your chronicles of your last Musselburgh, back and forth.
Your
She's always
chronicles?
trying to mix it up though.
Yes.
Have a stripe of color here, and then the placement.
Yeah.
No, this is I think the fifth one I've knit, but I've just done them in stockinette.
But you know what? I
That's all I
also
need.
think that because, and I think this is why that pattern is so popular. I think it's because it's more of a recipe than a
Yes.
pattern, and so it allows you to be able to finagle it and put in little
Yes.
quirks and
Well, and it's
experiment.
I don't remember how much the pattern cost. Maybe it was $8, maybe less, but it's written for
Any gauge.
children and adult sizes.
Yes.
And any yarn. So basically you start knitting, you measure, you figure out your gauge, then you look at as you go, so you don't have to pre-do anything.
A swatch.
And then
Because I'm not a swatcher.
then you measure as you go, you can check your gauge, and then it'll tell you, oh, for an adult, this is fingering weight. I use a 2.5 US 2.5, I think.
Okay.
I made the adult large because my husband has a large noggin. With no hair on it.
My
And
husband as well.
so for whatever my gauge I was getting, it said I needed X number of stitches.
Okay.
So I did that, and here we go. So yeah, and then you can mix and match. I've seen people do
half
and half.
Yeah.
or I don't know, they figure out all kinds of crazy things. So that pattern is worth every penny.
Yeah, it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. The great thing about it though too, the first one I knit because I had a very special skein of yarn that a friend gave me, and I didn't, you always have that skein of yarn you don't want to waste on any.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
very
super special.
and you don't want to have any leftover.
Yeah.
Well, I had maybe 2 yards of this left by the time I was at the end. So you can use an entire skein of yarn, especially if it was from Shing Fiber.
Yeah.
It was an MCN, so it had cashmere in it.
Oh my goodness.
It's a beautiful color, and yeah.
You want to maximize
And that's why,
it.
you want to maximize it. So that's how I heard Nitty Natty talking about these multiple times. So I took the plunge, and now I'm convincing all my friends to make them as well.
Yeah, she's convinced me. She's got me. She
Yeah.
got me hooked.
Yep. Although, meanwhile, it takes a long time, especially fingering
You know what? I find that finger and weight projects for me go a little bit faster because I can get into a groove.
Yes.
When I knit with heavier weight yarns, and you'll see during my whip, even though they're heavier and they're supposed to go faster, it activates a different like hand motion for me, and so I find
sometimes
that,
it hurts your hands, like bigger needles. Sometimes, just like I prefer not to use a 4-inch needle. I like a 5-inch.
Yes,
circular, but it's the same thing. Sometimes like worsted or DK. It's like
it's just my
hurts.
hands are like no.
Well, it's like I don't like. I mean, in general knit sweaters.
Yes,
I don't usually like to knit accessory. I mean, this obviously wasn't that small, but there's something about those tiny hand motions. Like I knit some
like
of those
a cramp.
Mochi Land.
Oh yes.
Anna makes the most beautiful ones. And I even have one that's a hot dog wiener dog that I haven't knit yet, but I can't.
It's
And some people like can't do larger projects.
Yes.
They're like, I'll never finish. I need the small stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I think that you strike a balance. Some people knit accessories and then don't wear them, but they just enjoy the process.
I have like
so it's
scarves and hats and mittens.
Yes.
None of them match each other.
Isn't that crazy?
It would be nice to have a whole set.
It's okay.
But that's a commitment.
Yeah. And we're not whole set people.
And then if I have like enough yarn to do a whole set, well, I'm knitting a sweater.
Yeah.
Instead of
it's
a
lot
hat,
of yarn,
scarf, and mittens that I'm gonna wear.
Okay, maybe 3 times.
It doesn't get that cold here anymore.
No, it doesn't.
Snows once a year, and by that I mean it dusts the ground. And
yeah, we don't get it's not.
No,
we're not gonna get every now and again we'll get a blizzard, but it's not normal.
It's very different for me because I grew up, at least as a younger child, in the snow belt along Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it being April and outside playing in like 3 feet of snow, like do.
Yes. Yeah.
No, not Baltimore.
No.
Not in the summer.
I don't even want
Ain't nothing mild in the summer.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Woo.
That is not a time that I'm thriving in.
No.
It's not good. All right.
We'll be in my air-conditioned basement all summer.
Yes, we will. Do not invite me to. People are like, you want to go to this festival? And I'm like,
no.
Unfortunately, due to the 90 degrees, 95, 100 degrees outside.
Oh, like that one festival at, it's in September down in Shenandoah, the Shenandoah Fiber Fest. I went one year, I was dying.
Because sometimes September and October is such a crazy time because it can be chilly, it can be 90 degrees. It's just like, yeah.
If really anything above like 75, I don't like to go outside.
No, me neither. No, I don't like to be hot. I don't like to sweat, and I don't like to be hot. Is that your last finished object?
I think. Oh, yes, that is my last finished object.
Okay. Look, we're 52 minutes and we're just
getting started.
All right. So you want to talk about
stick
whips?
with us?
Yeah.
Maybe watch us over a few days.
Yeah. And also you can chug along on your project while you're watching us. So you want to go into whips?
Yes. Okay. I would love to see. I think you have more whips than I do.
Of course I have more whips than you do.
I just finished 2, so I
am getting close to finishing some of them, so that's good. My main whip that I'm working on right now is being housed in a Black Pearl Magic project bag. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna zoom. It might zoom, it might not. But this is my Black Pearl Magic project bag. I really want you guys to see. I might be able to get it in the frame. It's a
QB roll.
Yeah. It's my newest, I'm an enamel pen collector, and this is my newest enamel pen. It is a animal cookie.
You know what
Frosted
I need?
Animal cookie.
Is a Black Pearl Magic pennant.
Yes.
Thing to hang all my pins on.
It's in the work. It's in the work.
Very good.
It's coming.
So if you hear whining in the background, that is...
It's Rudy.
Yes. Also, her full name is Gertrude. We call her Rudy or Trudy or Gertie or
She's
whatever.
very cute.
So my advice to those of you getting dogs for your children is just make sure it's a dog that you want.
Yes, because it's going to be your pet.
Because they are not going to take care of this dog.
At all.
And then
Yes.
you're going to take care of this dog.
The
And then
same
they're
goes
going
for,
to whine that the dog doesn't like them. It likes you. Well, yeah, because I take care of it.
I feed it, clean up after it,
Snuggle
cuddle with it.
play.
Yeah. So in that bag is my tessellated vest by Andrea Mowry. This was the 2023
Yes.
Rhinebeck sweater. It was a
Yeah, it was a pullover.
a pullover and what was it, a cardigan? It was a pullover.
It was a pullover.
A pullover and a vest.
Yes.
Kind of situation. I opted to do the vest because it's mosaic knitting on sport weight, and I know that you weren't getting sleeves out of me. And I also like the look of the vest. So this is she in all her glory. So it's it's like at a weird place. So, this is it. It's going to grow a little bit on the body.
I love the colors.
And we got two front panels, and then this is where it will pick up for the neck. And right now I'm going back and forth working on my back yoke.
Okay, so the original pattern was Andrea knit hers in Spin Cycle.
Yes. Which is a color changing, and the dyed in the wool, which is the sport color changing.
Yes.
Situation. And then
marled.
I forget, I feel like her solid color that she used for her ribbing was a farmer's daughter base. And then this the yarn, the fuzzy type of yarn that she used was Moondrake's Fua Fua. Which is it's a cashmere. It is so good.
Oh, so you're using Fua Fua.
Yes.
So what yarns do you have?
So that's the only yarn that I'm using that the pattern calls for. So I am using my color changing yarn, which is the pink that you see, is Junction Fiber Mill.
Oh, yes.
They're Making Tracks Light, which is sport weight, and this is in the colorway Pink Pony Club.
Oh.
And then
did you get that at Rhinebeck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, you were with the twins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first day at Rhinebeck is like you go, and then you like. For me, I take in all the things, and then I like go home, simmer.
I don't even shop on the first day anymore. If you're an extrovert,
yes.
You stand on the hill most of the day and meet new people, and if
you're a Shayla,
again.
If
you're Shayla, you're followed around.
That is not true. Shayla!
No, that's just me.
If you're a Shayla, you go to the foot of the hill, and you let people come to you, and that way you have a exit strategy where you're not trapped on the hill. You can just break out running at any time. Just take off.
Okay. I don't do that. Okay.
No, because you're not Shayla.
I'm full on like, what is that? The E.T.
Yeah.
Whatever the one that's like the far extreme. I'm unfortunately that one. So
not me. I used to be. I don't know what happened to me. I think COVID happened.
COVID, yeah, that'll kill you.
Okay, so this neutral color is just their undyed. The Making Tracks undyed.
Oh, from Junction.
Yes.
Okay.
From Junction Fiber. So the same base, just undyed. And then the pink that you see that you can't really see that much, but I'll just show you.
Do you still have it in skein form?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Oh my goodness. Look how much I have left.
Okay.
So this is the Fua. No, it goes really far.
Okay.
And I only have
you only have the back?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the rest will be ribbing, so I think I'm gold. It's so good. Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, I love that.
Also,
I do love Moondrake has the best. She has really good pinks.
Yes. Really good.
Like
pinks,
she understands like intimately, she understands pink.
I have never knit with Spin Cycle. I've never knit with a color changing yarn.
Yeah, color changing is not.
Yeah, I need to be in control.
Yes, I'm way too controlling for color changing.
let's talk about, okay, so I did the front. I did this all with, it wasn't one skein, I don't believe, but the skeins did change at a time where from one skein to the other, it was about in the same place.
But they were all
Okay.
shades of pink.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I got to the back.
Oh, no.
And so,
Okay.
well, let's put this here.
Don't lose that bad
Yeah,
one.
let's put.
You need that one. Or
So,
Moon
okay,
Drink's getting a call.
we get here, and we're at this dark pink. And then I put that on hold, and I get to the back, which when I started the back, it was still at a light pink because we had left it on hold. So I had to go through, I understand now the yarn management, because I went through my skein from the middle. I was knitting from the outside. I went in from the center, which was light pink, and cut out the very, very light pink until I got to like the transition color that the bag was on. And then I picked.
Oh, that had to hurt though.
It hurt a little bit.
Okay.
It hurt a little bit, but I think it was worth it. It wasn't so bad. It's a lot of ends to. There's a lot of ends going. There's a lot of putting stuff on hold, break the yarn, pick it up, break the yarn. So it's a lot to weave in anyway. It's okay.
I think I would go insane. I think if I used like that type of yarn, all I could do is like a top-down raglan, but the kind where like you have cap sleeves so you don't pick up anything.
So everything
I remember,
goes in order.
Again, Nitty Natty was making it, and she was doing the sleeved version.
Yes.
And I think she got almost to the sleeves, and I think it broke her brain on how she's going to get it to match.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, because this is all shades of pink, I was just going to say screw it and just wherever it picks up is where it picks up. But it was such a harsh, from the really light pink here to the really dark pink here. It was such a harsh change.
I think because maybe it's like my day job is mentally putting together puzzle pieces that don't fit. I can't do it in my knitting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
too
definitely,
much. Well,
it's definitely a task.
If you're buying, this type of yarn, I don't know how big the skeins are from Junction.
They're about the same.
Okay, so you're paying like $30, around $30 for
so this is what
50
it looks
grams.
Like in the skein.
So it's like twice as expensive as any indie dyed yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So, not using some of it hurts.
Yes, it does.
Not just your purse.
No, it hurts my soul. Yeah. So
so pretty.
I totally understand the color management deal now. Can confirm that I will not be signing up for another one of these color changing situations. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the experience.
A hat.
Maybe. Yes, with this one skein.
Yeah.
Thank you for the experience. I am so grateful. And good night.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, I could also see like my friend Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
She's used several of those types of yarns from either Spin Cycle or from Yarn Hero.
Yes, I do have some Yarn Hero.
But her opposite color, it's very contrasting. So like light versus dark. So you're not so worried about it changing to a color that isn't going to go with your contrast.
Yes.
Or is going to blend too much. So I can't pick yarns.
That kind of was my idea.
I have a hard time picking yarns that contrast that much.
Yeah. So that was my idea with this. I was like, I want it to be pink, but there's something going on in the background, something going on in the foreground. I don't want it to... the mosaic pattern won't pop if it's too close together. So I was like, the safest bet is to go undyed neutral, and then my pink will shine. So then it'll just look like
this has to be my favorite one I've seen. Yours and
kind of my favorite
Sophie from Botanical.
Did she use
Monarda? Yes, her favorite color. She uses
Sophie
it in everything.
Loves Monarda. But yeah, that's my tessellated vest in the Pink Pony Club Junction Fiber Mill yarn, and I am knitting this on a size 4 3.5 millimeter. Yeah, 3.5 millimeter. And I think I just went one needle size down for my ribbing. And yeah.
I love it. It's going to be amazing.
I'm obsessed with it.
But what are you going to wear under it? Are you going to wear it with jeans? Or are you going to...
I'm not a huge jeans girl. They're making.
I work from home. I'm not wearing black trousers.
Well, okay. Also, I'm a bag maker, and why am I trying to stuff this whole sweater in this tiny bag? Like, be so for real. What?
But bag makers don't make for themselves.
This is the
It's like, have you ever seen a guy who like he paints cars for a living?
Yeah, and then
his car is painted with a paintbrush.
Yeah, yes, it's like chalk. Yeah. I saw. I think it was Target, but I'm not sure. A long sleeve, denim dress that had the collars, and they have like the ruffle on the.
Oh,
It's
like,
like,
oh Lord, I should know this term.
Is it like a bib collar?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
But it was all denim, and it was very cute. No, don't do it.
I think I wore that in the 80s. You weren't around.
Oh my God.
But the wide collars, like I love like a sailor shirt or a sailor dress. I love those. But the other ones, it reminds me. And there was this movie. It was called The Pirate Movie. If you're old enough, you know it was amazing. But it was very much that style, and I'm too old.
It brings
for that.
back the memories.
Yeah. If you did it the first time, you should really consider if you should be doing it the second time.
Well,
some things are okay.
My only other idea was to just wear it with a white button up, the bibbed one.
Oh yeah.
With the
either of those would be super cute.
I think so too.
Okay.
I
so
just
yeah,
want to look like
a
doll, a pink doll baby.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'll look like.
Your man can go around doll baby.
Doll baby. All right. What you got?
Okay, my whips. Okay, my first one, and this is a long-term whip, which I usually don't have, but this,
it's in a really cute
look
bag.
at this bag. This is from Mabel, which the name stands for Makers Always Bring Extra Love.
I didn't know that.
I think is a nod to, maybe it was a thing before, but there was that show with Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt, Mad About You.
Yeah.
And they named their daughter Mabel because Paul's mother said something like, don't forget, mothers always bring extra love.
Oh,
so that's my guess. But this is a whip that I am knitting for Dr. Jakes. Dr. Jakes was my grad school advisor, turned into mentor, life coach.
I don't know Dr. Jakes, but I feel like I know Dr. Jakes.
Sewing bestie. I love Dr. Jakes. I've known her many years and still can't call her by her first name.
She'll always be Dr. Jakes.
Or sometimes we just call her Jakes.
That's just who she is.
But I am knitting. It's I don't know how to say the name, Marie Chen or Mari Chen. It is a sweater from Isabel Kramer.
Look at that cable.
Clearly, these are not my colors. I had the hardest time picking out yarn to make something for someone else.
That's a part of the reason why I don't gift knit.
Yeah. Well, again, most people aren't knit worthy. Dr. Jakes, I knit her a shawl. And I sent it to her at the beginning of COVID. And she has told me many times how she would not have survived that first year.
Oh, that's sweet.
Without that shawl, and how she would wrap it around her head and just sit there.
Just exist.
Because she said she was so sick. She didn't have COVID, but she had some respiratory thing. And anyway, so she asked if I would knit her a sweater. And of course, she's made me a quilt. You can't, it's back there. You can't see it.
It's really pretty. I can attest that it's really pretty.
So she's more of a neutral gal.
Okay.
And I sent like all these options because I thought maybe a nice mauve or something. And she's like, no,
it's too much. It's too much.
But finally, I found this yarn at, again, at Forever Yarn. And it's Little Fox, who I know and shop at otherwise, but I had never seen this color. But Little Fox, and it's a DK.
She and her husband are delightful.
They are. They
just, yeah.
I think she calls the base Vulpine.
Okay.
And the color is Heavy Bloom.
Is it a DK?
Yes.
Okay.
And it may or may not be a store specific color.
Okay, like
for Yan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because
Like
I've
an
never
exclusive.
seen it anywhere else. But
It's really pretty.
It's been in hibernation for a little while because
Look at your
the
matching,
sizing is tricky.
Your
because-
matching try it on TV.
Yes, Dr. Jake's. We measured a sweater of hers, and she knows exactly how she wants it to fit. Smaller in the bust, so I'm doing a 42-inch in the bust, but I have to increase to a 48-inch in the hips.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to do some shaping.
And that's not written into the pattern.
No, the pattern is straight.
Okay.
So, but she didn't want it too big in the bust, so I didn't want to just make the 48-inch. So, I have to get with my friend Becca, who's
Becca. Hi, Becca.
Becca is a genius.
She's
with all these things.
Yes,
Like
she is.
the woman was born with a crochet hook.
Yeah, she's helped me.
And
work
then
through
some knitting
things.
needles came for her first birthday, and then So
Yeah.
I don't know, because my thing is I'm not good at like figuring out like the ratio. Like first of all, like how
Increases.
because it's patterned here. It's a double seed
what a
stitch
sweet-
here.
This
So
is
it's
so sweet.
oh, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, my little.
It's so sweet.
It's from Sassafras.
Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Is it a strawberry?
Hi, Shell.
Oh
Yes,
my
it's a
God,
strawberry.
It's so sweet.
So it's like a light cabling here, a double seed here, and then the
a lot of
back
texture going
is
on.
just stockinette. So what kind of increases? When to do the increases? How many
frequently?
increases?
Yeah.
Again, this is where my brain like quits and doesn't want to do it for a hobby.
And then you just go ahead and put it away.
So yeah, so I put it away for a little while. I'm gonna get with Becca soon, and she's gonna tell me what to do.
Okay.
So that's my first. It's coming out of hibernation because I'll see Becca soon.
It's
I
so
hope.
pretty. It's so pretty.
I do. It is
That textured front
It is beautiful.
is worth it.
I have been pleasantly surprised. Now that I'm on the body, the chart kind of stays the same every time, so it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have another?
Of course. I mean, it's like a whip parade. You just keep the whips coming. Okay, so my next whip is in this amazing bag from that crafty. Is it that? Yeah, that crafty little fox. I want to say the crafty little fox that I got from Flock Fiber Festival, and it's so good, and
Puffy.
and the strap is so puffy. The handle, it's so good. And inside we have.
I think I had a puffy 80s or a
Just look-
puffy bag in the 80s. It was like a duffel.
Yeah, like
It
feel
might
like-
have been Jordache. I think I had a pink one and my sister had a purple one.
I feel like everything's come back around, and I don't know if that's good or bad. We're not talking.
No, bag good. Yes.
Yes. These
Acid
are
wash denim. No.
maybe an acid wash denim bag.
Oh.
That might work. This is my Elton pullover. Ta-da!
I love it.
And I love it so much. It's
Oh, it's
more
so
neutral than I
pretty.
usually go, but it still has that hint of pink from the speckled yarn. So this is the Elton pullover. I am knitting it in the speckled yarn is Chelsea Yarns, her 80-10-10 base, which is 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is my first time ever knitting with that base, and I love it.
Once you go
so
cashmere, you don't go
much.
back.
Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with it.
No. Anytime
didn't-
if somebody offers the base,
Oh
the
my
color
God.
I want in an MCN,
I know now. This is my
Or-
first time.
Wait till you find one that's merino, cashmere, silk.
No, I'll be done.
Life's
So-
too short. Buy the good yarn.
Yes, buy the good yarn. So this is it in its skein form. It's so pretty.
Is it a 2-ply?
well, it is a 2-ply.
Okay.
It's a 2-ply. But I think it still feels more plump to me, and it might be the cashmere.
Yeah.
It still feels more plump.
Yeah, I
than
don't think I've
normal.
seen a cashmere
Yeah.
mix with a 2-ply.
I love it so
Interesting.
much.
What's the color called?
It is Dreamsicle,
Oh.
which I don't know if it's a color that she carries, because I've had this in stash for a bit.
Okay.
But I love it so much. My lace weight is in the color macrame, which is just like a nude kind of,
Yeah.
but it's more
It's like a putty.
cool tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more cool tone. It's called macrame. It is the mohair silk from Junk Yarn.
Oh, junk yarn.
Yes, Junk Yarn.
Wow,
Junk
that
yarn.
is quite a departure from Junk Yarn's normal colors.
I know. I don't know. Well, this is when Junk Yarn was, I think, did Cake Palooza, and that was they had
2023.
and they'd done a 70s collection. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
right,
like right
right.
on par with like I was like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll take the neutral. But yeah, that's my Elton pullover. I have the body on hold because I think I want it to be cropped. I like my stuff
Yeah.
cropped, and I'm
Same.
not doing as much ease as the pattern calls for.
Oh, that's good because I did mine with that much ease
and ended up having to alter it.
I ended up taking elastic thread and gathering it at
In
the
the
back.
back.
Yeah, it just looks great on Hohi.
Yes, at that ease. At that much ease.
Looked amazing on her, but
Yeah, so I have my body on hold because I think that
on me it looked like a
enough.
flag. It just wore a flag.
just waving in the way.
Yeah, exactly. String me up.
you are crazy. So yeah, I've picked up a sleeve, and I'm gonna go ahead and I've done a few rounds on the sleeve. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on through the sleeves, pick up the collar and work that, and then I'll return to the body once I have everything else done, and I can properly gauge how long I want it to be. So that's where we are with our Elton pullover. I'm obsessed with this. It's so soft. It feels so good. And when this pattern first came out, I was like, I don't think I want to knit in stripes of mohair and fingering
Well,
weight.
I did mine with fingering and the Surrey alpaca lace.
Okay.
From Kim Dyes.
So yours was a little bit more,
Up there.
because the Surrey is a little bit more opaque.
Yeah,
fluffy.
I do not enjoy knitting with Surrey alpaca lace weight on its own.
Oh no.
I've also knit it like held double with fingering. I didn't enjoy that either, and I don't know if it was the gauge that I was knitting or if it's just
I feel like
it doesn't
it takes
slide
over.
the same way mohair does.
Yeah.
But Shannon did hers in a lace weight boucle.
She had some choice words about that. She had
And then I
some.
think she was gonna set the rest of the yarn on fire, but only Shannon.
So note to self, no fingering weight boucle. I'm good on that.
No fingering weight boucle.
All right, you got another whip?
Oh, okay. I only have I have one sewing whip and one knitting whip.
Okay.
So, and by whip, I have started in a gauge swatch.
That's such a pretty color.
Isn't it?
Is it La Bien-Aimée?
Of course. No, not of course. This was, a sweater I never intended to knit. It is, this is my gauge swatch I'm making for the Neon Bliss from Vera Valimaki.
Mm-hmm. Is this your main color?
Yes, this is my main color. It is La Bien-Aimée. It's sport weight again, so it's Sport Nouveau. It is a non-superwash merino.
Okay.
Which so is this same base.
The pink.
I didn't think I would like. In the past, most wool sweaters I've had make me itch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always buy superwash.
Yeah.
Not always. I usually buy a superwash merino.
When you hear non-superwash,
Yeah.
it usually makes you think more rustic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's making a comeback, and these are so soft and so nice. I mean,
Yeah.
Amy has beautiful yarn bases to begin with. Like,
Yes.
I feel like hers
Different and really,
I don't know who she sources from. I feel hers are like a step above.
Yeah. They're very luxurious.
They're more pricey.
Yeah.
I mean, but honestly, you're not. I don't think you're paying for the French name.
No. I
Or
think they're worth it. I think they're worth what
it's
you
that
pay.
she has a really good yarn base for each of her things.
Yeah.
But she had this past year at Yarn Centric, Amy always brings a selection of samples in her size.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love to go through Amy's
And
samples and try them
I
on.
too like to do that.
So I tried on her Neon Bliss and I was like, okay, I have to have
Obsessed.
this.
Yeah.
But I'm less of a neons and neutrals and more of a neons are neutrals.
Yeah. Same.
So, the original design has a neutral base with then a red stripe and then the other one's pink.
Pink. Yes,
love.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to go a little crazier, so I have Hella is the name of the color for my base.
Appropriate.
And then I will have stripes of anemone.
Which is the color that I want for my
Pressed flowers.
Pressed flowers, yes.
And tennis ball. So
Love. I think it's going to be good.
yeah. And I think I'm going to make the size. I looked at Amy's and I think I'm going to do the exact same thing because hers fit me perfect. It was the size. She wrote down that on Ravelry that she did a 4.5.
Okay.
Which there isn't a 4.5.
So
I think it's a size 4 body, but with the size 5 sleeves.
Okay.
Which is my intention. So,
Okay.
So I just started making my gauge swatch recently.
Green
my
on
bag.
Oh yeah,
I have
that
to
bag.
show you
It's
my
really cute.
Bag. It's little ghosts all over it.
It's
It is
really well made too.
from Woodsy and Wild.
It's really well made.
Yes. She doesn't make a lot of bags anymore. She
Are
hasn't
the
had an
handles
update
wax
in about a year.
canvas?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it has all. I special ordered that one. I love it.
I expect everything to reverse engineer.
Yes.
That's how my bag making brain works.
Do you have another whip?
I have one more whip. And it is being housed in my Yarn and Whiskey project bag. And Yarn and Whiskey is taking a break from bag making because she is leaning more into the textile side of things.
Like designing?
Designing, yeah.
Okay.
So she's like pattern designing. She's doing fabrics and scarves and things like that. And so she is taking a break, I think until the middle of next year.
Oh.
So I'll just cherish my bag. This is pretty vintage.
Okay.
This is vintage Yarn and Whiskey, but not really old, like maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Inside, I have my Coven Cardi by Shay Johnson or Knit and Crochet on Instagram. She also did the As If Tea.
Yes.
And this is
She's a local, right? She's in the
Yeah.
DMV. Well, are we
Yeah.
part of the DMV? Maybe, maybe not. But she's in the
perhaps.
DMV.
Yes, she is local. And I saw this cardigan and loved it so much. So I am using this neutral color is neutral, but it has like pops of peach and like brown and some stuff going on. It is called Cherished Journal from CCM Yarn.
Okay.
And it is a worsted weight and I won it.
And you say you never win anything.
I never win anything, but I won that.
Was it like a giveaway on Instagram?
It was one of those things where somebody nominates you. And then, yeah, so I got a sweater's quantity of worsted weight yarn. And it is
a sweater's quantity.
delicious.
Worsted weight. I get.
Oh my God, it's so
I
good.
see worsted weight sweaters. I'm like, next.
Yeah, I know. Because
that's a lot of money on one
$7
sweater.
million yes. for that is the neutral, and then the this like coral stripe is geranium from Madeline Tosh. They're in their Tosh sport base.
Okay.
And I think they discontinued it, not completely sure.
Okay.
But it is sport held double. So I'm holding that double with the worsted weight. And you can see a little bit that coral stripe is a little bit heavier, but not far off, like the gauge match. But you can just, it's kind of like
It's a little, but I love, because I feel like that creates more texture.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you hold finger and weight double and then you work with a DK with it, you can tell that it's a little bit heavier. But I have finished the body. These raglan increases are they're real good. Okay.
Yes, they are beautiful.
They're real beautiful. Okay. You can see them a little bit. I've done the body, the sleeves are on hold, and the bottom ribbon, everything is done. I just have to do the sleeves and the button band.
Okay.
And
So you're so close.
I think so, yeah.
And how long has this been in hibernation?
Well, why would you bring that up?
Sorry.
It's been in hibernation for a while. Maybe a year or so.
Do you just get bored sometimes? You're like,
So once I do something and it doesn't turn out right in a project, or if I have to rip back, it makes me.
Oh, you put it in timeout. Yeah. Okay.
I did do the button band for this already, and it was too tight. This is my first cardigan that I've ever made. So
You don't have to button it.
No, I'm probably not going to button it, but it just made it look so scrunched up. So I had to undo that whole button band, and I was pissed. So I was like, and then I put it in the bag.
So the next time, are you going to make the button band wider?
Yes.
And you undid the whole thing.
I think I need to go up a needle size.
Oh.
I think I need to, it was just really,
okay, go up a needle size and then make it, instead of 2 inches,
make it a little wider.
Yeah,
so that is my plan. So that she's coming out of retirement, and we're going to claim her being a finished object next episode.
Would recommend blocking it before adding the button band.
That might be a good idea. Yeah. And
that's what I do on most of my sweaters, just because
this is the truth.
Sometimes you need to make it a little bigger.
So pretty.
Oh, is that the cesium?
Yeah, it has beautiful. That. Oh, well, let's not talk about what happened to it.
Oh, that's okay.
But it has you see those peach.
It's free.
Yeah. It has those peach little naps in it. I love it. Now that you just said to block the body before I do the sleeves, I actually think that Dana Johnson I think she told me to do that, and I just
no.
So Dana, if you're watching this, I did.
Dana, you were right, and Shayla didn't listen.
I think she told me to do that.
Just before button bands, usually I'll block, also because I want it to sort of flatten out. And then because it curls so much, with a stockinette or something, just where to pick up.
I think it makes it easier to pick up stitches.
And then I will block again, and I do multiple blockings. My thing keeps sliding, so it's really uneven. So cute. Anyway, it's driving me nuts. But yeah, I do a lot of blocking.
Okay, so maybe do I do the sleeves and then block, or do I block it now where I'm at?
You might as well, on this one, I would probably do the sleeves, but don't bind off.
Right. Just put them on hold.
Put them on hold.
Yeah.
Then block it, add your button band, try it on again, and then figure out how long you want the sleeves.
Good idea.
Depending on the designer, and same thing with clothing stores and brands. They assume, if you're a little bit larger, that maybe you're longer, and my arms are not long.
Just an FYI, I know that a lot of pattern designers and stuff understand this, but just because people grow this way doesn't mean that their arms become super, or their legs.
Pants.
Oh my goodness. It's
so when I used to buy, workwear, when you buy pants my size, they assume you're 6 inches taller.
Yes.
So I thought, maybe petites will work. No, those are a half inch too short. I'm
I was going to say,
I'm 5'4".
You have pedal pushers.
Standard.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it's better to be longer because you can always take away fabric as opposed to adding
You
it,
can take
but
away
still.
fabric because you can alter clothes. It's not
You can
good. It's not good.
Always go to a tailor.
That's true. Yes.
And by that, I mean the dry cleaner.
Yes.
They have a special machine. They can
Yes. And they do it really fast.
Because hemming pants is the worst.
Yeah. Never ask me about that, by the way. People, when I say I sew, people are like, oh, I got this dress. And you don't want me to alter your clothes. You will be messed up for life. For life. You will never be able to get your garment back to what it was. Ever. Yes. So Heather can cut her pants off and
still never look as good. It's never.
It'll look better than what I'll do.
It never looks professional.
All right.
And attention to detail is not my jam.
I think you do pretty good.
Okay, my last whip is I am in the middle of making
millions. No, I'm joking.
Millions of yarn cozies.
Oh, and they are so cute.
So you can buy yarn cozies, not for me. But I like to make my own yarn cozies.
I love
so
them.
I followed a YouTube tutorial. You just get fabric from Joann's, is where I get it.
A knit fabric, right?
Yeah, either get an interlock knit or get a knit that has a little bit of spandex in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cut 9.5-inch squares. And I get several
fabrics. Oh my God, look at that print.
Oh yeah, this one.
It's
and
so
I'm
cute.
making these because Geraldine from the Wandering Flock, I gave her one at Rhinebeck like 2023. And she found me at Rhinebeck this year. She's like, oh my God, I love it so much. Thank you so much. And I said, I'll send you more. I'll make some. So I went to Joann's and I used a coupon and got some. I love this stuff.
That's so cute.
Little
That is so
cowboy
cute. I think this might be my
hamsters.
favorite, though.
Oh yeah. I know this is why I'm late on sending these things to her. Because I did make a set for her. These are Sharkies. And then, what about these cats? Look
Okay,
at
that
these.
might be my favorite. What if the
Outer
yarn
space
balls?
cats, and then this cute little gingerbread house print. And so, I just sew them with my machine, and you get little yarn cozies.
And they are so good. Like, I can attest. I was gifted some, and I've been using them, and it's life-changing.
Yes, I will not be making these for sale. However, I could be persuaded to make some to put in a box. Like a Valentine's box or
or like a sweetheart
Valentine
box.
Yes, a Black Pearl Magic box. I now have mohair in my drink.
Same. I just looked in there and I was like, there are things in there.
I needed more fiber in my diet.
All right, so that's our. Oh,
Did
do
you
you
get
have
my
more whips?
my dad joke?
No, what you said?
I said I needed more fiber in my diet.
Oh. I just glazed over it. I'm like, okay, so moving on.
No more whips.
No more. Okay, you're done with whips?
I'm done with whips.
Are we moving on to acquisition?
We should. We're an hour and a half into this, and
It's okay. We'll edit it down.
we'll never have this many well, that's not okay.
Mm.
We shouldn't have this many acquisitions.
January is my birthday month. I get a hall pass.
I didn't get any yarn for my birthday.
That's okay. Shannon got some.
I got Lego. Well, no, actually, we don't. We celebrate, since my birthday's so close to Christmas, I don't get a lot of birthday presents. But my husband buys me lots of half birthday presents.
It's a me.
Usually in the form of Lego.
I also have to get those because my birthday is right after Christmas. So we're usually like trying to recoup funds, get our lives back in order. So
do not have children close to Christmas.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Just no kids in December or January.
Yes. I skipped both.
Yeah.
So that's good on me.
Me too.
Good on
But
you too.
I planned it that way. I was
Good.
These are the blackout months.
No to that.
Yeah,
No to
yeah.
that. No to that. Okay. So for acquisitions,
Yes,
we're going
you
to.
start.
So because this is our first episode, even though it's at the end of December, we're going to recap our Rhinebeck purchases because that was our last fiber event that we attended
Yes.
and did a haul.
Do you get most of your yarn? Like, how do you acquire yarn in general? Mine is usually from festivals.
So mine used to be online. However, the twins and I, so Twin Aura Knits, and Shamika from Mika Knit,
Oh, Mika.
we, at the beginning of 2024, we started Stash Galore 2024, which was our way of trying to work through stash and minimize overconsumption. And so we came to the conclusion that in the fiber community and just in general, sometimes we have the scarcity mindset that we'll never be able to get something again, and it pushes us to buy things that we actually don't need. Okay. So I know this is a controversial that word topic, but my stash was starting to overwhelm me and make me feel anxious, and so I was like, I gotta scale back and kind of work through it. So this year was my first year of only letting myself buy yarn from festivals outside of my birthday month.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to carry it into 2025 because I think that it actually really worked and it helped me.
You didn't acquire as much.
Yeah.
See, I don't have a very large stash
because it makes you...
Well, because I already know I come with plenty of anxiety to begin with.
Same.
And having a larger stash, I have even more anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to, number one, I'm not often gifted yarn. So you are gifted yarn, which is amazing, but it also may add to your anxiety.
It does.
So I only buy yarn.
The yarn that I'm gifted, it's usually from friends. And everybody's so talented.
Yes.
And so then you have the added pressure of wanting to make with the items that you were gifted because they were gifts and you're like, they're beautiful and you're like...
So would you prefer not to be gifted yarn?
No, please continue gifting me yarn. I enjoy my gifted yarn.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I like destash my yarn, I feel like it's served its purpose by just bringing me joy living in my home for the time that it's been
and even if you spent money on it, it was like, well, you already had that enjoyment.
Yeah.
Even though it was pricey, expensive, but
the shopping, all of that was a part of the joy that it's brought me.
Yes.
And now I can bring somebody else joy.
Yeah. I often,
Yeah.
But I usually only buy yarn for a specific project. So I'll go to a festival with a small list of things I want to make. Meanwhile, my queue of patterns I'm going to make that I already have yarn for might be between 15 and 20 sweaters, which is going to take me 2 to 3 years.
It's okay.
But it's okay.
You'll get there.
Yeah. But I do have to often just tell myself, like, I see like a really amazing pink, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's always going to be
more.
Another amazing pink.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes as consumers, our brains are like, it will never be available again.
Well,
what if you never get anything like that?
Especially if you're buying a sweater quantity. Most of the indie dyers will
do
a special order. You can dye to order. You know, if you're buying enough of it, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll just make another pan and no big deal. So just remember that. But if buying it and having a huge stash brings you joy,
do what you have to do.
You know, yarn collecting and
are two different
knitting
hobbies.
Or crocheting are two different hobbies.
Two different hobbies.
All my money instead of yarn is Lego.
Yeah.
And other collectibles.
I was about to say, because I like
things.
I have things going on too.
Yeah.
We have it's like makeup, fragrances, enamel pins.
Okay, I don't
yarn,
have Lego.
Which your Lego?
Yeah, Unicornos, Tokidoki Unicornos.
Yeah.
Many a Star Wars collection here and there. Also, my husband's an enabler. I do buy a lot of purses and I've cut back on shoes. I've cut back on purses.
We may have gotten into trouble with The purse is
Just a little.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're good. I just wanted to show that I found these in my project bag. And these were gifted to me. These are Twilight needle stoppers, and they were gifted to me from Shannon.
I also got a set. They were
So-
for our Twilight Marathon
Yes.
day. She made us gift bags.
I was going to say she made us gift bags. We had like scissors, and it was really cute.
Measuring tape.
Yeah, it was really cute.
And she even made a Twilight themed movie snack.
Shortbread.
Oh,
That had
shortbread of
like-
a killer.
It had a dusting of rose gold sparkles on it. It was so good. So I just wanted to show that.
Yes. Okay, so acquisition.
So Rhinebeck, if you're not aware, let me just real quick. You probably know because it's like the Super Bowl for knitters, or for fiber arts.
Yes.
It's the Super Bowl. But it's a festival. It's really the New York Sheep and Wool Festival that happens in upstate New York in mid-October every year. And there are some auxiliary events that happen around
Yes.
the New York Sheep and Wool. So New York Sheep and Wool is usually on Saturday and Sunday. And then the auxiliary events are usually on that Thursday and Friday before.
Yes. Rhinebeck itself, so New York State Sheep and Wool, is usually more natural dyers.
Brown beige.
Yeah, different types of fibers. Amazing for spinners.
Yes.
And if you like the more rustic, and it is sprinkled in with indie dyers.
Yeah.
And
like
other.
the junction fiber.
Yes.
Yeah.
And primrose and
Mhm.
various other establishments.
I usually go to New York Sheep and Wool proper to get I get a lot of notions,
Yes.
a lot of
Yeah.
hand skincare, just
Bag makers,
yeah.
a lot of good bag makers.
It's a lot of good bag makers.
Yes.
Yeah.
The auxiliary events are usually more indie dyed.
Yes.
And depending on your aesthetic,
Yeah.
So, usually each event has like several to 30 to more indie dyers and a little something for everybody. So if you're looking for the neon pinks
Yes.
and the wild, crazy things,
If you're looking for
yes,
this.
yes.
And the auxiliary event sprung up because a lot of the vendors at New York Sheep and Wool are grandfathered in.
Yeah.
And it used to be really difficult to get into New York Sheep and Wool as an indie business if you weren't like a farm owner.
Yeah, and they only have like one new opening a
Yeah.
year because
So we created these offshoot events. Well, I didn't create anything. Don't mark that from the record. I didn't create anything. Okay. I usually vend at Cake Palooza, which is one of the auxiliary events that happens in Saugerties, the Friday before New York Sheep and Wool. And so that's where we'll start.
yeah, you
At
got
Cake Palooza.
Cake Palooza.
So I was vending, but my husband, halfway through when things died down a little bit, he's like, oh, you want to go look around? That's the wrong thing for him to say. 10 out of 10 would I recommend. I don't even take a card. I just have my phone as payment. And then I start acting like I'm on an episode of Supermarket Sweep. Okay.
First bonus, it's a big one. Libby's found our giant can of Diet Dr. Pepper. Get smart, run it back as fast as you can. Now over to Christina, and you know what? She's got bonus fever too. She spots the Energizer Bunny. Will it be worth more?
Okay.
You have 10 minutes. Go look around.
I'm going to the restroom, and then something happens. Okay, so I'll start with, I don't want to keep on bending down, so I'm going to put this big bag off.
the big bag.
The big bag. Oh,
The
I
bag.
see my big.
The big.
This is my big ass bag. And I make these at Black Girl Magic. So next to me was Super Glow Yarns, and Fiona K. Knits. And both of them are delightful, and their yarn is incredible. They're incredibly talented, and yeah, I'm proud to call them friends. And so,
Good Lord, it's like Mary Poppins over here.
yeah, just keep on.
More
just
and
keep
more
on-
yarn coming
just
out of
keep
this
on,
bag.
just keep on pulling.
His is
stuff
all
out.
just, you want to look around? Sure.
Okay, so I'll start with Fiona K. She had teased the week before Cake Palooza that she had a Cake Palooza colorway called Cake Palooza 2024. But it wasn't the colorway name that got me. It was the color.
Oh,
And
okay.
so when she teased it, I was like, immediately, I need a sweater's quantity.
Yeah, you know, these yarn dyers and their color names.
They really get
just sucking you in. Like, there's colors that you would never buy.
They know.
But,
They know.
we're going to name it Pink Pony Club. And you're like,
And
yeah.
then add to
I mean,
cart.
obviously, anything named Pink Pony Club, I probably would have bought regardless.
Yes.
It involves pink. But, you know, like,
This is true. Like the Chaperone collection.
oh, yeah.
Because we love Chaperone. So, like, all of the colors, we were like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you associate it with a
Yes,
song.
yeah.
And, oh, yeah.
And then our feelings. And so, anyway, she had her Cake Palooza colorway. And this is on her Stampede sock base, which is 85% wool, superwash wool, 15% nylon, 437 yards per 100 grams. And it is delicious.
I'm so sad I did not buy that.
Oh my goodness. I love it so much. I knew immediately. I commented. I was like, I cannot wait to see you. And this was my first purchase, but it was not my last.
It was not our last. You kept going.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do Super Glow as well because they were in the same booth, and then we'll just ping pong back and forth. So in the Super Glow booth, in their booth, Super Glow was also there, which, as the name would imply, it's super glow. Okay, so it's very glowy, it's very vibey, it's our vibe.
Yes,
we love
yes.
Super
It
Glow.
is as if the two of them came together.
Yeah, yes.
And said, you know, what would Heather and Shayla like to buy?
Oh wait, did I have another? Okay, I was gifted from Lindsay, who I love so dearly, these 4 skeins of her plush glow base.
Oh yeah, there's just
her plush
there's
glow
fiber
base.
flying all over.
And this colorway was a part of her spooky season.
Oh, brat.
Yeah,
Spooky Brat
update. And this color is called, are you guys ready? 666 Party Girl. It's so funny to me.
It's really good.
It's 284 yards, so I'm thinking it's like a DK.
Yeah, it's probably
Wait.
a DK.
Yeah, and it
Like
is
DK, yeah.
70% baby alpaca, 7% wool, and 23% nylon.
No, I thought maybe you were allergic to baby alpaca.
I thought I was too.
Because, you know, if that needs rehomed.
I thought I was too, but we shall see. But I think I'll give it another go.
I can't imagine
Heather.
why. Another glow.
Another glow.
Sorry.
So, yeah, that's my
Beautiful.
666 Party
Beautiful.
Girl. All right. What'd you get?
Well, if
Well,
we're
you
starting with Super Glow and
That's what
Fiona
I'm
K
saying.
and a big ass bag, here is my big ass bag.
Also by
Oh.
Black Pearl Magic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So Fiona K, I actually got minis from her, and I'm sad I didn't buy more, but I'll see her again. I needed these minis.
You need
This
it.
stuff I've had. I've been planning to make a Halloween sweater.
She needed these. Minis.
Either a doodle sweater, although I don't know what weight the sweater needs to be, or I think her name was Bad Wolf.
Yeah,
Yes.
bad.
Has
Wolf
a couple
Studios.
yes, or something.
Yeah.
So I've been collecting minis to make a
She's
Halloween
local, too.
sweater. She is. She's like,
Yeah.
maybe. And so I have all these, and I'm like, I
They
need
go perfectly together.
something. I need one more color. So I found those from Fiona K. So now I have a beautiful bundle of yarn. I also bought this mini because, would you look at that color?
The depth.
The color. Oh my God, it doesn't have a name. But it's
really
a
good.
fingering weight mini, and I'm planning a random granny stripes blanket.
Crochet blanket. Yeah.
So, you know, that's one thing, like, even if you're like at a stage where maybe you don't want to add a lot of yarn to your stash, or maybe you don't have the funds at that moment to add a lot of yarn, then you can maybe let yourself have a mini.
Yeah,
You
and they're really
collect 'em,
cute.
And then you can make yourself a Granny Stripes
Can you
blanket
guys
or
see
something.
her tree?
The
The tree with the minis on it. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Or you can decorate a tree with your minis.
Yes.
So that was Fiona K. Super Glow, I had pre-ordered from her Chaperone Installment 1 collection. I'm bitter. I'm a little bitter.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We didn't know there was going to be a second install.
Yes. Yes. So, she's killing me. Super Glow. Lindsay, you're killing me. I had ordered this yarn
It's such a pretty
to
color.
make a champagne cardigan.
Yes.
From
which we're both planning to make.
Petite Knits, because Macy, Little Miss Knits, was wearing one at an event. It was amazing.
Oh my
And
God.
she's like,
it was incredible.
Yeah, she's like, I just use this and this and, you know, hold it with a mohair. And she's like, I tried on hers. She made the size small, but because of the yarn,
very oversized.
it was very oversized, and it was oversized on me. So I was like, oh, so I don't really need
that much
as
yarn.
much yarn. I still need a mohair, but she did a contrast band. So I already had this, but I bought this one, which is Hot to Go from the Chaperone, to do the contrast band for this. So this one is super modern, ultra graphic girl. That's right. And then this is going to be my contrast.
Yeah.
So
they're really pretty together.
And then she had the whole Chaperone collection with her. And even though this is not my usual color, I do love green. So I bought Naked in Manhattan. Also,
and if this is what it looks like to
boucle.
be naked in Manhattan, please sign me up.
Right?
Immediately.
And I wanted to make, you know, just like a basic, just a basic pullover. I think I might maybe like the Second Avenue sweater from
Little Wolf
Knits.
Yeah.
Brianna Lupino, I think.
Yes.
And I also wanted a contrast with that. So I bought Kaleidoscope contrast.
See, you did so good.
I did. I mean, these are amazing.
See how she can name the projects for the yarn?
Yeah, see? Oh, good. This is what I do.
I do think that this is going to become a California sweater.
Oh, okay, very good.
California. Yes.
But then I was just right before Christmas, she came out with Chaperone Part 2. And I had stuff in my cart, took stuff out of my cart.
And so I was trying to do the responsible thing. And I was like, Shayla, we're not going to just like panic buy. But also Lindsay is my friend. So if I would ever want some of those colors again, I could always be like, hey girl, hey.
But that's the thing too, though, is like, because it's the Chaperone collection, because she names them after her songs, or like one of them, I forget what song it was named after, but the image she used was her Tiny Desk concert.
Yes.
Which was amazing. And I wanted, and you know,
it pulls you in.
It pulls you in more and more and more. Like, all these fandoms, they're killing me.
I agree.
You go next.
Okay, so then right across from me was one of my good friends, Kelly, Fashion School Dropout Yarn Co.
Hi, Kelly.
Her so much. Hi, Kelly. We're actually working on a collaboration currently for my the Black Pearl Magic X Fashion School Dropout.
I didn't know it was a sweet collaboration with Kelly.
It is. She's dyeing a sock set, and we're doing a make-along. The yarn that's in the collection is going to be used for a make-along that's going to start on Valentine's Day and go
So it's a Valentine's Day box.
Yes, it's a Valentine's Day. It's a Sweetheart Valentine's box, and it's modeled after the Sweetheart candy. So, and
it's conversation hearts.
Yes, the conversation hearts. And it's very pastel. It's rainbow pastel. It's going to be so good. But anyway, she was across from me, and she had a pink pony club colorway. And if you name something Pink Pony Club, I don't care what shade of pink it is.
As long as it's pink.
Probably gonna buy
It better
it.
not be brown.
Yeah, don't. That's
No
gonna
brown.
make me mad. So she had this Pink Pony Club colorway, and I'm gonna put in a close up of this because the speckles on this is incredible. I can't even explain to you how delicate the speckling is.
Kelly is super talented. Like sometimes
Oh,
they're
God.
not like colors I would buy.
Yes, they're so well done. Though.
But then I see them knit up. The girl needs samples. She
Yeah.
needs samples because when I see her yarn knit up,
It's incredible.
it's amazing.
Yeah. And her, she does really well with taking inspiration and translating it over to the yarn. It's so good.
Oh, her last few advents have been.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, she just really leans into the inspiration and it translates over really well onto her yarn. But she only had 3 of these by the time I did my supermarket sweep. So I'll be contacting her because I would like 2 to 3 more of these. Because they're DK weight, and so a sweater's quantity for me is about 5 to 6 skeins.
Oh, on a DK, yeah. I'm like you, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Also, it's a 2-ply DK, which I am not used to.
It's plump.
It is plump.
I thought it when I initially went over, I thought it was closer to a worsted. Like I thought it might be worsted, but then I was like, it's a DK.
Yeah, that is
really
beautiful.
good. Yeah.
I take it you missed when at Yan's anniversary event. She had Pink Pony Club with her then too.
I know. And I saw it and I don't know why I didn't get it then.
I don't know.
So she only had 3. So I was like, I'll buy these 3, but then I'll harass her for another 3. And she can't because I'm gonna be like, Kelly, I can't be my project because I need 3 more. And then she'll make them for me. I'm gonna do it in that voice too.
Please, Kelly.
Yes, please.
I'll make you a
Kelly. Kelly's really sweet, so I probably won't have to grovel.
My next one is so special that I keep it in a special bag.
It's the whole
Look at this
package.
bag. Where'd this bag come from?
What is that?
I know a girl.
What is that?
Holographic Dreams.
Yes, this is the holographic
Holiday box.
Yes.
From Black Pearl Magic.
That was our 2023
Yes.
holiday box bag.
And it is being used to house this yarn.
This is
From, oh my God, I have so many skeins of this
incredible.
too. A lot of them. I did buy a lot. This is Camellia Fiber Company. It is her CFC Som DK base, which is 42% alpaca, 8% merino, 51% Pima cotton. And it's their 50 gram skeins, 164 yards. It's such a light pink with these little small
like delicate,
yes,
like a hot pink, like oh my God.
And I had heard that she would no longer sell this yarn, this color on her website, that she would only sell it like at festivals because it's so varied from time to time of dyeing it. So I wanted it so bad. And she did do like a pre-order, but I was not in a financial place to buy it then. I was so sad, but then I heard that Yan, again, from Forever Yarn would have it at her booth. So when those...
How many yards?
And I was at the first time slot for Cake Palooza. And when those doors opened, well...
Beeline.
First I beeline
From the gate.
Super Glow. Bought a few things. And then ran back.
Around the bend.
Yes.
I also ran around there. When
and
I
got
let
this.
loose.
And then ran back to Super Glow and bought more. This is the one thing that I am not 100% sure what I'm making with yet.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
I made sure I got enough. I think I have some ideas in something that has a little bit of ruffle in it. But
Oh yeah, that
it is
one.
so light.
It's like a
It is
feather.
so soft.
It is so soft.
It's amazing. I think it's it would be like a sport weight. I mean, it's so hard to tell because yarn.
It's
like,
labeled as a DK, but I do think that it
like,
could go for sport.
yeah.
I think it could go for.
But we label these things not on the thickness of the yarn.
Yeah.
It's how many yards there are within a certain amount of like 100 grams or
not actually how
4
many
ounces
stitches.
or whatever. Yeah, not.
Yeah.
And that's one of the weird things about the fiber industry. I mean, it's
That's why you end up having like one yarn that can be a sport DK and
Yes,
worsted all
yes.
the same yarn.
and because the fibers used in this are lighter fibers, you know, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
so
like a
it is her
pillow.
DK base, but if you add it all up, you would think it's a sport. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so pretty and it's so soft. I also went to Yans.
Yes.
I made a beeline around to Yans, and I wanted something closer to like the cool.
Yes.
But she didn't have that. But I did spy with my little eye that she had this pixie sticks on the new. Is it Soyu?
Soyu. Yeah, Soyu.
Base, and I was like, I'll take them. She only had 3, which is enough for sweaters for me because of the yardage.
So this is the new base or the old base?
This is the new base.
The new base. Okay.
So this is the new base. It's
Yeah, 'cause-
459 yards.
Yeah.
Her old base was like 600 and something yards. It was a lot, but it was
Woo.
thinner. It was thinner.
Yeah. But I think this is like her signature color seems to be floral morganite,
Yes.
and this just seems like a darker version of floral morganite,
Yes.
and it's beautiful.
Oh my god, it's so good. Like on the screen, it's like blowing out because it's so bright.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
this
yeah.
is her new base. It's 64% kit mohair, 36% silk, and this is pixie sticks. And
It's so good.
I love it so much. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I'll include some B-roll. And I got 3 of those.
We should have a shot every time we say B-roll. No.
We'd be done.
I'll take a wheatgrass shot or something, or kombucha. No, I won't do that either. I'll be sick. I had been eyeing this for a while. Cake Wool Co. makes a very nice, what's this called? A slub. And the few times I'd seen her at other events, she didn't have everything I needed because I wanted to hold it with this mohair. So the color of the slub is called crocus. I think it's a fingering weight. And then the mohair, it's her cream base. It's called Zorro.
Oh my god.
So
it's
I was
good.
gonna hold it double and make like a cozy raglan from Jessie Maid.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jessie
It's
May
so good.
from Jessie Maid Designs.
This color
I
is
thought, yeah. I had really wanted this, and I'm curious to see how this is gonna look knit up. Because there's so many things like that'll use like one color and then sort of a contrasting or a darker mohair, and it really changes the whole effect.
But those
So,
are kind
that's
of
what
like
I'm
on the
excited.
same wavelength. This one,
Yes,
will
I don't
change
think
it
I've
in a
ever done with
different
a
way.
darker mohair.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
So I'm excited for
It's
that.
very pretty. And what color is that mohair?
The mohair is called Zorro.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Yes, and that's my first purchase from Cake Wool.
She does really.
And she does all my colors, so I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't update her online shop frequently, or advertise like on Instagram. So like you really don't know what's going on there until you like see her in person.
Yes. Yes.
She's definitely one of those people who I shop in person.
Yes.
But that is stunning.
Yeah, I am
Love it.
excited about that.
All right. So my next stop, and I think this was my last stop for Cake Palooza. And then, did you buy anything at Rhinebeck proper?
No, everything was from Cake Palooza. I did not go to, what's the other thing this year? Indie Untangled this year.
Yes.
But I heard it was amazing. So I'll be there next year.
You did go to a woolen affair. Did you get anything?
I actually didn't buy anything at a woolen affair either.
Yeah.
I did buy from, I gotta look up the name of the yarn shop while you're showing that stuff.
Okay.
Because there was, yeah.
Oh, the trunk show.
Yes.
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 Okay, so also, another one of my favorite dyers. If you make bright colors and you like pink, you're one of my favorite dyers. Botanical Yarns. This was her first year vending at Cape Palooza, and she comes all the way from
York in
York.
The UK.
Yeah. So whenever I can get her stuff, get anything from her in person, and I don't have to pay for shipping, it's always a win. But also her vibe is her booth
Sophie's
is so pink.
She's also a fellow wiener dog owner.
Yes. And so she was at Cake Palooza, and she had towards the end of the show, she had marked down all her yarn. It was like 15 or 20% off because she doesn't want to have to ship all of it back to the UK.
Know this? Well, I wasn't there at the end anyway.
Yeah. So like maybe around the last slot she marked things down, but it doesn't matter because I was going to get whether it was marked down or not.
Oh yeah.
So she had these skeins of birthday cake. Oh my God.
Yeah, Sophie in the pinks and the speckles. Yeah, Sophie. I got her advent calendar one year.
Oh my God.
She's
so good.
Yeah, she knows her pinks. She's also intimate with pink.
Yes. So these are birthday cake. I have one that's more pink. The base is more pink. So we'll see how I can work with this. But these are all DK, and they're birthday cake, and they are like a white base with like these neon pops. And I am planning to do some sort of,
I know what I would do.
Tell me what you would do.
There's a Jessie made, it's like a t-shirt, and it has a drop stitch down the middle.
Oh,
Okay, give me a minute. You keep talking about it.
I know what it is. So that's kind of like what I'm planning to do a tee or a tank with it.
Okay.
So because of the colors, it makes it really, for me, it makes it very spring-like, summer-like.
Yes.
And so I want to do like a spring or summer garment.
That's it. It's the outline tee.
Yes. Is that DK?
No. Oh, is this DK?
This is DK.
Okay. Sophie winds her yarn like.
Oh my God.
Tight. No, this is not DK.
It's
so
fingering.
never mind. I got no plans for you.
So I
Scratch that.
I think I'm gonna do a tank top with it, but we're gonna see.
Well, Jessie made is
Yeah.
your girl.
She also has an outline tank.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho's, that is what we're gonna do with birthday
These are
cake.
beautiful.
These are 75/25 merino nylon, and okay, so she in the UK they do meters, not yards. I never know the conversion, but they're 225 meters.
So probably like 250 yards ish.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Something. That's my guess.
Oh,
Because it's DK. I'm guessing because it's DK.
Was gifted these from.
I gotta become a vendor for the swag.
I was also gifted these minis from Botanical Yarns, which is her these were her Halloween, the neon Halloween mini skein set, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but whatever I'm gonna do.
Are they
with
DK?
them, they're DK.
They are DK. Because
Yeah.
I did my my Rhinebeck sweater this year was Botanical Yarns.
Oh yeah, the and it was it DK? It was fingering?
Yes.
It was DK.
It was DK.
Okay. So we don't know, but this looks like it'll be fun color work for
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love a set of minis and I never know what to do with them.
I know. But
I'll figure it out.
they're cute. Like they're so pretty. And so
Yeah.
we'll figure that out at a different time. They actually go really well with this birthday cake.
Ooh.
Just saying, those little pops there with these
But
colors
that, if you did
are
some
so
sort
good.
of, yeah.
It's really good.
So really you have 4 skeins if we're thinking about it now, or 5.
Yeah.
Figure out something.
Yeah. So, yep.
That was your last
Cake Palooza. Yep. I only got one thing from Rhinebeck.
So going backward in time, on Thursday night, the Yarn Farm in Kingston had a trunk show from Ruby and Roses.
Oh my God.
So Addie and Devin, Addie's creative.
They're so sweet.
Devin is her husband. She had a trunk show and she was debuting her non-superwash merino yarn.
Which Shannon is knitting with.
Yes.
And it is incredible.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to sneak that in. It's so good.
I did not plan on buying anything. And I mean, obviously this isn't my usual color, but this was sitting there. This one is actually the Baby Surrey alpaca. And the way the color just like dispersed on this, I had to have it. So I thought it would be
pretty.
Fun held double with something else.
Is that Sail Away? Yeah.
Is it Sail Away? Yeah. Sail Away.
I have like 3 skeins of that on the bulky base. Oh my God.
Good to know.
It's so good.
And then I am pairing it. She picked out for me, Addie herself, fresh linen. And don't know what I'm gonna make. Probably a hat or something like that.
Yeah, those are pretty together.
Yeah, they are. They're so. It's gonna be beautiful, whatever it is. It's just, yeah. These are the times I can't control myself.
Well, for good reason.
Yes.
Good reason. All right. So my last acquisition was from Rhinebeck proper, and it was from Dancing Leaf Dye Works. I don't know. I think Boogie. I think it's the base.
Or is it? Yeah, it is the base.
Yeah,
I have used that before.
Okay.
Is it Boogie? Is it Bougie?
Boogie.
Boogie. Like Boogie Wonderland.
Yeah, it's so good. So this is. I think if I put it by my face, it'll seem.
Yeah, you give up.
Give
up. B-roll.
This is their bulky weight base. It is 100 yards, and I plan to make another. Well, maybe it's going to be a hat for sure, but I made my mom a Manhattan hat bulky by Toriu, and I think that I'm going to make another one with
It'd be
this.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
I'm so glad you bought this because I bought that base once at Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a long time ago, and I never really wrote down where I got it from and could never find them again.
So this kind of jogged your
And
memory.
they had a free pattern for hand mitts. I was walking out the gates and they were right there at the end.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I bought it. And I made like fingerless mitts they are my favorite fingerless mitts.
Oh, maybe that. Did you just use one skein?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, maybe
Might have fingerless mitts.
they might turn into finger. I think you sent me that pattern.
I did.
Okay, so
Not sure.
this might be
During our
a
first
finger-
recording of this podcast.
Yes,
Yeah, we're professionals.
very professional.
Yes. And so that was, well, I mean, I don't have here, I did at Rhinebeck proper buy some bags and some hand from Utopia.
Me too.
Some hand salve.
I did buy
and
hand salve.
various other things. But
Yeah, I
we
bought
had
some
so
little-
much yarn, I figured we didn't have time for that.
I bought some little tchotchkes as well.
However, the weekend after, I did go to, I have a magnet stuck to this, I don't know why. I did go to Frederick Fiber Fest. So that happens twice a year, usually right before Maryland Sheep and Wool and right after Rhinebeck in Frederick, Maryland, which is, like an hour from Baltimore.
Pretty local.
Yes. So yeah, we call it local. It's an hour is nothing around here. I mean, that could be 10 miles in traffic.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But I did buy this color from a girl I know, from Jen at Barley Hops and Yarn. Now, you may say this doesn't look like a heather color, and it isn't.
And you would be correct.
But back to our last conversation, the name of this color is Linus. So Linus from Peanuts, wears a red and black striped shirt and carries a blue blanket. And I clearly love peanuts so much that I named my younger son Linus, which, yes, I named him after peanuts. I'm not even going to lie anymore and say it was after that. You know that movie Sabrina?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You're not gonna
Or
lie.
Linus Pauling or what? No. Let's
Thank
face
you for
it.
telling the truth, Heather.
It is after Linus Van Pelt, Charlie Brown's bestie. So I bought that. I couldn't help it.
It's not a Heather color, but it is beautifully done.
It might be a Musselburgh for when Linus is responsible enough he
to be
can wear.
worthy.
But 14-year-old kid that can't keep his glasses, his AirPods, his sweatshirts. We're missing hoodies.
Coats.
If you find a missing hoodie, it's ours. Next time, though, I will have I won a giveaway.
Oh my goodness, you want to give away?
I won a giveaway from Hedgehog Fibers. A set of fading minis.
They are really pretty.
So hopefully I will have that next time.
Yes.
But
and who knows what I'll have next time because
right, you have birthday coming.
Birthday hall pass.
Yeah. What have you been knitting to? And let's keep this open.
Okay. So podcast, I've been knitting to the Gold Digger podcast. I listen to that. It's by Jenna Kutcher. And it's just like she just gives like tips and tricks for entrepreneurs and
now is that an audio podcast?
Yes,
video
it's an audio podcast. And I really like her because she's 34, 35, 36, whatever. She's one of those ages. And she was recently officially diagnosed with ADHD. And she faces a lot of the same issues that I face in workflow and project management. And she gives a lot of tips and tricks on how to manage that. And yes, your girl needs that.
And that's Gold Digger, not gold, like soccer gold.
Yes,
digger.
like soccer Gold Digger.
Because if there's tips and tricks for gold diggers, I'm open.
I would also, if you have any suggestions about that, just put them below because I would also be interested in gold digging as well as gold digging.
Yes.
I've also been listening to The Love Hypothesis. Is that what it's called?
Oh, the audiobook.
Yes.
From
So
Allie
good.
Hazelwood.
Yes.
I listened to that one this month too. That was
my goodness.
amazing.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Highly recommend Love Hypothesis.
I'm like 50%, 60% done.
Oh.
We'll reconvene.
I won't spoil it for you, but if you like the same type of books I like, it's a good spice level.
Yeah.
That was actually her first book.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She did good. If that was her debut, like it was really good. I've also been listening to, of course, true crime because what else? So Anatomy of Murder, Crime Junkie. I think that's it. Those are the two that the two audio podcasts I've been listening to. And so we've both been watching Vlogmas.
Yes. Well, for listening, I got several listening things. So Love Hypothesis was one.
Yes.
I listened to the whole Cruel Prince series from Holly Black.
Okay.
It was good.
Is it YA?
It's YA.
Yeah.
Which I knew that going in, but people really liked it. And it was low on the spice level. I could have used more spice.
It needed a few more chili peppers.
So if you like romance and fantasy, it's heavy on the fantasy, it's lighter on the romance, and a 0 on the spice. So if that's your jam, it was well written. The storyline was really good. And what else? I just started. I have to finish it today because it expires today. Rhapsodic. It's a series by Laura Thalassa. It's another romantasy.
Okay.
So far I'll give it a 2 on the spicy.
Okay.
2 out of 5.
So I could use another chili pepper.
I'm not done.
Okay.
So we'll see.
It might surprise you.
It's a 3-book series, so this was the first book. And of course, I've been re-listening to Iron Flame for the gazillionth time because Onyx Storm, and this is the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. Onyx Storm comes out January 1st.
Oh, so I need to also
do not
re-listen.
Contact me January 1st.
I need to also re-listen then.
I am going to listen to Onyx Storm while reading the book because there's mind speaking, and sometimes you don't know if it's mind speaking, if it's out loud speaking, if it's dialogue, if it's internal dialogue. So
I'm actually listening to another book right now where that's going on, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Because I'll realize that it's something else. And I'm like, okay, let me just go back.
I was listening to Shatter Me. I don't remember who wrote Shatter Me. I think it's also a young adult. And I think in the book, like, I think it's more like a journal she's keeping. And she'll, like, strike through things.
And
but
you don't
in
get
audiobook,
audio
I think she'll say it. And then there'll be, like, a sound, like a whoosh, that sounds like a strike through, and it just got too confusing for me. And it was too post-apocalyptic for me.
Okay.
I've never been a fan of post-apocalyptic.
Me neither.
Too close to home.
Yes.
That's why I like romantasy. Like, I don't expect a dragon to show up.
Maybe.
You never know.
You know what? It's almost 2025. We never know what we're gonna get.
Exactly. And then you said Vlogmas.
Yes.
For video podcasts.
Yes. We've both been watching Nitty Natty.
Of course, Nitty Natty.
I've been watching Nick California.
I've watched several of hers, yeah.
Who else?
I have been watching Botanical. Yeah. Botanical Yarn.
With the Monarda.
She didn't do every day, but she has kept up really well. And I
would I would do like one day, and then I would be like, hey,
I can't be bothered to put on makeup every day.
I know. Yeah.
Or, some days my brain just doesn't function. So I like that hers has been like a collection of days here and there. And
I've noticed that a lot with a lot of Vlogmases this year. People have been doing like, day 23, 24, and 25.
Like some of these too, like, like Nitty Natty, it's her full-time job, right? Is a YouTuber and her membership. But if you have, if you're dying all day and then the Vlogmas is secondary,
right?
It's harder to keep up.
Yeah. Hats off to those who have successfully made it through Vlogmas. You are gold.
Yes. And Twin Aura Knits.
Oh yes. I have also been watching Erica and Jess. Twin Aura Knits. They have been opening up their Chelsea Yarns.
Did you finish
fashion school
theirs?
Not yet.
I finished. I mean, I love the style they did it in this year.
I did too. They and because like I'm friends with them, so like I know in the back end they put a lot of work into it, and it shows. Like
that's a lot. That was a lot of editing. That I am not prepared for.
No. But you guys will get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Or you can just don't do it on the internet. Any music?
Well, with Beyonce performing at the Beyonce Bowl or whatever it was, I didn't care about the football game, by the way.
I was forced to watch that. Both Beyonce and the football game. People want to complain about, Christmas isn't about whatever, it's about materialism. Well, this year
football.
It was about football.
It's about football.
And could we bring it back to the materialism?
Because I would prefer that. So with that happening, it's rekindled. I've been listening to Cowboy Carter, Beyonce's country, well, not country album, but somewhat country. Anyway, I've been listening to that again. And I've also been listening to...
Did you see she had her daughter? At the Super Bowl performing.
God.
She was so
cute. I know.
That was really nice.
And you know what? I was like looking at it and I was like, as a mom, you know what a full circle moment that is to like have your daughter on stage with you?
No,
And
because I have boys.
I know.
And they don't enjoy glitter
No.
or unicorns. You know,
My daughter
for example, does your daughter knit?
No.
No. But so,
or so.
should be interested in something you're interested in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. So yeah, that's all I've been listening to music wise. What have you
Okay.
been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of Cage the Elephant. I love Cage the Elephant. And
I also, guys, you don't know this, but you will learn this about me. I listen to a lot of different genres of music.
you're polyamorous, like
Yes.
my husband.
I'm
Yes.
polyamorous.
Yes.
I've also been listening to John Baptiste.
Oh.
He redid Beethoven and
Oh. Okay. I am not very polyamorous. My husband says I only listen to sad white guy music.
it's not true. It's not true.
So a lot of Cage the Elephant and a lot of The Cure. They had a new album a month or 2 months ago, Songs of the Lost World, which is amazing. I love The Cure, hence the sad white guy music.
That is
No,
not
because
all
I
she
also listen
listens
to a lot of Blue October.
Yes, that
And
is not all she listens to.
A lot of Depeche Mode.
Yes.
So
Also Depeche Mode. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then our last area to talk about is just future plans. Trying to keep you engaged to come back to next time.
I'm sure I'll banter,
And it'll be shorter next time because
yes,
I won't have the haul.
and like we won't have to like reintroduce ourselves. Next time we'll talk about Advents.
Yes, Advent or
Advent planning, Advent project planning, and how it's going.
yes. I don't like to knit during Advent.
Yeah, I like to enjoy the unboxing.
Yeah. I didn't even get an Advent this year.
No, but we do have plans for our 2023.
Yeah, you need
Advent.
like a year to ruminate
Yeah.
on the perfect project.
And like build your Ravelry bundles and see what everybody else did with theirs.
Yes.
So
So we'll talk Advent projects.
we'll talk Advent, updates on our whips. Hopefully we'll have some FOs. No promises, but we're hoping.
Perhaps a guest.
Yes.
So that, our whips may be enjoyable and our finished objects, but various people we know out in the community would enjoy also appearing and sharing their whips so you can get a taste of more than just our brand of
Our pink.
Yes. And then we will have on our next podcast a giveaway.
Yes. A giveaway.
Of is it 4 or 5?
4 skeins. We've
4
created
full skeins.
Yep, of yarn, a finger and weight yarn. We will editing Shayla will probably put in a photo here. And all you have to do to qualify to win is to subscribe to our channel and
Leave us
some type of comment.
Yeah, and we'll figure out what comment we want for next time.
Yeah.
And you'll be eligible for our giveaway.
Yes. And until next time.
Yeah, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.